Hello, dear friends. Did you know that JEMIMAH Rodrigues, a crucial member of the Indian women's cricket team, is a practicing Catholic? It was news to me. Anyway, recently I came across a video where she recounts how the realization of God's unconditional love for her shattered all her fears and paved the way for her journey to becoming a cricketer. Join me in watching this short video, and afterwards I will share my thoughts on the matter.
Perfect love casts out all fear. So I have been a very anxious person. But the more I realize Jesus' love and what he's done for me, the more it's helped me. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just a conviction that the more it's helped me rise above my fears. And today, if you go to see, like it's the same thing. Like my Father in heaven doesn't judge me based on how I do today, or judge me. Okay, if I do well, if I do well today, he loves me a lot. If I fail, he'll like get lost or he'll kick me. It's not that. His love for me is constant and his love for me is the same. And I think that is one thing that gives me stability in this life. That, in the ups and downs, one thing is for sure and one thing never changes is God's love for me. And that's unconditional. And the more I realize that, the more it helps me rise above my fears, because this verse says perfect love. Only God's love is perfect. Jesus' love is perfect. He died on the cross for me. So that love casts out every fear. And
that's such a powerful testimony to how God's love can change a person's life upside down. While pondering about JEMIMAH's words, it got me thinking about the essence of God's love and what a Catholic should know about it. First, the most basic and fundamental question that all of us have is, does God really love me? Many of us grapple with doubts about God's love, particularly in moments of despair or when facing adversity. St. Catherine of Siena, a Christian mystic, said in one of her writings that God is not just in love with you, but crazy in love with you. A love that will come in search of you, even when you are lost in sin and engulfed in darkness. This crazy love of God is made most evident in the parable of the lost sheep. I'm sure all of you know about the parable, but consider this. How many among us would forsake the safety of the 99 sheep to go in search of that one lost sheep? The obvious response is none of us, because it's foolish to leave the 99 behind for the one. God's search for the lost one might go against conventional wisdom, defy logic, might even seem crazy, but his love transcends all of that. From the video, we can observe that JEMIMAH Rodrigues did not allow her anxieties to question the profound extent of God's love for her. Remember that God is crazy in love with you. The second concern that frequently weighs on our minds is understanding if God's love for us is unconditional. Within many Protestant denominations, there exists this notion that God loves us only when we are morally upright, obedient, follow all the laws given in the scriptures, keep the Sabbath holy, and so on. But this is so far away from Catholic teaching. Contrary to this belief, we find in the scriptures that Jesus shared a meal with the chief tax collector Zacchaeus, even though he was deeply immersed in sin. Jesus did not let Zacchaeus' moral shortcomings hinder him from reaching out and dining together. Instead, Jesus provided him with an opportunity for transformation and forgiveness. Ephesians chapter 2 verses 4 to 5 says, "But because of his great love for us, God, who is rich in mercy, made us alive with Christ even when we were dead in transgressions." Yes, God does not reach out to us only when we are righteous, but even when we are not worthy of his love. JEMIMAH echoes the same sentiment in the video. She discovered God's love for her was unconditional. That sense of constant and unchanging love provided her the stability and security that she needed to come out of the pit that she was in. Don't listen to people when they tell you you have to do X, Y, and Z to merit God's love. That's not Catholic teaching. The very fact that we exist is a manifestation of God's love for us. Lastly, all of us are confronted with the dilemma of how to respond to this boundless, unconditional love bestowed upon us by God. We ponder the question, what am I supposed to do with it? Each individual is faced with the choice of either embracing that love with reciprocation or turning away with a resounding rejection. I personally would like to imbibe the Zacchaeus model of reciprocation. Following the dinner gathering with Jesus in his home, Zacchaeus stood up and declared, "Look, Lord, here and now I give half of my possessions to the poor, and if I've cheated anybody out of anything, I will pay them back 4 times the amount." According to me, that's the best statement of reciprocation found in the scriptures. Absolute transformation of heart and mind. We observe a similar pattern in the life of JEMIMAH Rodrigues. She did not just take God's love for granted, but rather responded with a concrete action and firm will in fulfilling her life's purpose of becoming a cricketer. To where she was and to where she is now, it is indeed an inspiring testimony. In the words of the prophet Isaiah, I think she did it, and God had everything to do with it.
Today it's just a miracle, I think, of, I say my life is kind of a testimony of what God can do with the most broken people and make it into something beautiful. Because today I'm going and playing in stadiums filled with 84,000 people. For a girl who couldn't sit in a classroom full of 10 people, now going there at this international stage in front of cameras and so on, I think it's just a miracle. And I can't explain it, I can't say it, but I would just tell like whoever's watching to, maybe if you feel God's not real, ask him to be real. He will reveal himself to you.
Yeah. Miracles happen to those who seek.
Throughout my upbringing, I encountered the cliche that God loves you repeatedly in retreats and prayer groups, but I never really comprehended the profound depth of his love and how I should respond. Having gained some level of understanding now, I wanted to bring clarity through this video about God's love. Take care and God bless you.